Your party has just been informed that something inhuman has been plaguing the nearby forests to the east. Trade routes through the wood have been rerouted, and people who hunt, or play, or even wander near there have been disappearing at an alarming rate. And to top it all off, it seems whatever's causing this is slowly killing all the local flora. And so it's up to all of you to go stop it. Unsure of where exactly to go, you head towards what looks to be the center of the death. Lads, I feel like something is following us. Keep your guard up, Tarkin whispers, as you all skulk through the forest towards what is hopefully your destination. Almost like clockwork, the hairs on the back of Lightningfoot's neck stand straight up. He turns his body to the left and leans back. A small flurry of needles shoots right in front of his face. "In the trees!" he screams, looking around as fast as he can, trying to get a visual. "No, you daft fool! They are the trees!" screeches Aldor as he begins to cast Magic Missile, targeting a handful of the beasts that are lurking above. The Needle Blight. A medium-sized plant, neutral evil. Sometimes, a great darkness will overtake the forest, be it from dark magic, an evil presence, or ancient evil, and will spread to the very soil of the woods. There, a blight will grow, and will act as a vessel of rage for the darkness that lurks in the soil, restlessly carrying out that darkness's will. According to ancient lore, there was once a powerful vampire named Gulthias who used his power to erect a tower known as Nightfang's Spire. Eventually, his power was stripped from him when an unnamed hero drove a wooden stake through his heart. However, Gulthias's blood became infused with the stake just as he died, and the evil power of the vampire caused new life to spring from the stake. This caused new life to grow from the wood and eventually become a dreadful sapling deeply laden with vampiric strength. As the story goes, a mad druid discovered the sapling and transplanted it to an underground grotto where it grew to full size. This Gulthias tree is the genesis of the first blights, as they grew from its seeds. Anywhere a semblance of dark evil or power contaminates the local nature, there a Gulthias tree is grown. It is very possible for this tree to grow to full stature and begin infesting everything around it, turning healthy plants into blights and killing others. The blights, once grown, then poison and remove healthy plants, placing all sorts of dangerous plants in substitute, as well as more blights. The blights and Gulthias, if left alone, turn everything in sight into corrupt land. A secondary result of the evil power of the Gulthias is that all of the corrupted nature grows exponentially fast, overtaking buildings and trails in a matter of hours. It's not uncommon for abandoned townships to disappear within days of either being vacated or its inhabitants losing their lives. The blights have free will, but act as the stewards of their Gulthias tree, carrying out whatever was the will of the evil that infected it, going so far as to display behaviors of whomever died and pass their power on. Knowing this, it's not all that surprising they're often found attacking their creator's enemies, or ceaselessly searching for treasures or artifacts that once mattered to the old evil. Our first blight that we'll examine is the Needle Blight. The Needle Blight hides in the shadows of the forest, and from far away may be mistaken for little more than a hunched-over, slow humanoid. However, get too close, and this horror becomes readily apparent. Shuddering masses of coniferous needles grow all along its body. They can use these needles to attack at close range, but more commonly will launch them from afar with terrifying precision. Precision that can cut through both armor and flesh. As soon as a Needle Blight detects a threat, they release a pollen that transmits information of their foe's location to other Needle Blights. It won't be long before they flood the area and annihilate their enemy. Now, for the stat block. The Needle Blight is a medium plant, neutral evil. They have an armor class of 12, natural armor, 2d8 plus 2, or 11 average hit points, and a walking speed of 30 feet. The plants have 12 strength, a plus 1 bonus, 12 dexterity, a plus 1 bonus, 13 constitution, a plus 1 bonus, 4 intelligence, a negative 3 detriment, 8 wisdom, a negative 1 detriment, and 3 charisma, a negative 4 detriment. They are entirely immune to the blinded and deafened conditions, and they have blind sight within 60 feet. Outside of this radius, they are completely blind. They also possess a passive perception of 9. They understand common, but cannot speak it, and killing one nets you 50 experience, granting them a challenge rating of 1/4 each. Needle Blights have 2 actions: Claws, a melee attack with a +3 to hit and a 5-foot reach, 1 target. On hit, they deal 2d4 plus 1, or 6 average piercing damage. And Needles, a ranged weapon attack with a plus 3 to hit and a range of between 30 and 60 feet, one target. On hit, the needles deal 2d6 plus 1, or 8 average piercing damage.
I think that's the last of them.
Tarkin looks at the barbarian and chuckles. For now, laddie, we must move fast. The entire forest is evil. Speaking of moving fast, Neria huffed, gesturing to the tree line as more of the dastardly creatures begin to horde around our heroes. Ah, blast it all. Our best chance is to cut straight through to the center, fellas. Let's move, damn it. Lightningfoot is reinvigorated hearing these words and throws himself into a rage. Using this newfound strength, he rams forward, slashing at everything in sight, clearing a path as best he can for his companions. Tarkin cleaning up the scraps he misses, the evil of the forest making everything seem denser than it should. They press on, partly because the flame was lit under them to push forward, partly because there's no heading back at this point due to the piles of blights behind them.